Hello, the name is Mond, Dave Mond. Just kidding. It's David Montané. Anyway, I'm here at my host's swimming pool near the beach, walking distance from the beach in beautiful wilderness, South Africa, Western Cape. And I wanted to mention that book that I was talking about yesterday that I've been reading mentions that South Africa actually had an ethanol blend of fuel called Natalite years and years ago. This was in the days before the petroleum industry got a firm hold on the auto industry and all the cars started being manufactured because of General Motors, like I said yesterday, having the patent on unleaded fuel. They were able to sell the cars for much cheaper and so forth. But during the Prohibition era in America, the rest of the world, many places in the rest of the world, even the Standard Oil Company and other oil companies, which there were others back then, later it became a monopoly. But the oil companies in other places in the world were actually touting the benefits of ethanol in the fuel, made it so much better, ran cleaner and cooler, and your engine lasts longer, and there's so many benefits. The only real drawback is that cars are being made in such a way now that they run better on gasoline than on ethanol. So some modifications have to be made. If the engines were designed and built or even converted to be better for ethanol, then you'd get actually better gas mileage from the ethanol fuel. So there's no downsides, and everybody, all the top scientists and everybody that was in the know knew that back in the 10s and 20s and 30s of the early 20th century. That's really all I wanted to say today. We're going to be watching the Formula One, the final race today, which I understand won't set the world championship, but will determine the second and third place apparently. So that'll be exciting. And I guess just one thing to add, I did find out that the fuel that they are planning to use starting in 2026 for Formula One races, which is supposed to be completely sustainable fuel, is only going to be 20% ethanol. So I'm very curious as to what the rest of the fuel is going to be and how they can make it sustainable. And my suspicion is that they are making it some kind of proprietary blend that will work with the cars the way they are now, and they'll be able to have continual control of the fuel supply so that they can continue to set the prices. So it's still very important to begin to to produce ethanol, to form our own small distilleries, to create our own fuel locally. And so that's what I'm going to be telling you more and more about as I learn more and more. Oh, and another thing is that I found out that just the seaweed in the Gulf of Mexico could be harvested on a sustainable basis, and that would supply all the fuel for all the cars in America just from seaweed alone, just from the seaweed in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's something I'm going to explore more. I'm sure that South Africa has a lot of seaweed as well in different places, and so that's just one of many ways that ethanol or materials, biological materials that ethanol can be made from, and it doesn't have to cut into the food supply. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.